In the world we live in today, it is easy to get caught up in our desires and attachments. This is because we appear to live in a world where we are bombarded with messages that tells us we need more money, more success, more status in order to appear successful and happy. This appears to be causing us unnecessary levels of pressures and stress. But according to the teachings of Buddhism, it is our attachments to these things that are actually causing us suffering. In this video today, we're going to be exploring how the practice of non-attachment can help us stay calm in the face of our modern day struggles. Imagine you're scrolling through your social media feeds and you come across a post from someone you know that you strongly disagree with. You feel a surge of anger and frustration, and you're feeling tempted to respond with a strongly worded comment. In this situation, it is easy to become attached to your opinions and emotions. You may feel like you need to defend your belief, or that you need to prove this other person wrong. But if you take the time to step back, take a moment to reflect, you may be able to detach from these feelings and respond in a more productive way. By sitting quietly and observing your thoughts and emotions, you may begin to see how your attachment to your opinions and belief is causing you stress and anxiety. According to the Buddhist philosophers, through meditation you can learn to detach from these thoughts and feelings, allowing them to come and go without getting caught up in them. This way, you may be able to engage in a productive conversation with the other person rather than getting into argument. The Buddhist philosophers believe that by practicing meditation regularly, you can cultivate a greater sense of non-attachment in your everyday life. You can learn to detach from your thoughts and emotions and respond to situations in a more calm and rational way. It is believed that this can help you to manage your stress and anxiety and lead to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Buddhist philosophers also talk about the practice of mindfulness. According to them, it is the practice of being present in the moment, being aware of one's thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. They believe that by cultivating mindfulness, we can learn to let go of our attachment to the past and the future, and instead focus on the present. They believe that this practice can help us to become more aware of our own mental and emotional states, which can help us to recognize when we are becoming too attached to certain thoughts and feelings. The Buddhist philosophers believe that one of the key benefits of mindfulness is that it helps us to let go of our attachment to outcomes and expectations. When we are fully present in the moment, we are not preoccupied with worries about the future or regrets about the past. Instead, we can find a sense of contentment and calmness in simply just being. As the Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh has said, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. For example, imagine you're walking through a park and you notice a beautiful flower. Instead of simply walking by without noticing it, you stop and take a moment to appreciate its beauty. You might notice its colors, shapes, and fragrance, and feel a sense of gratitude for the moment of beauty that it brought to you. By being mindful in this way, you are able to let go of any worries or stresses that might be preoccupying your mind and simply enjoy the moment for what it is. Another example of mindfulness in action is when we are in a difficult situation, such as a heated argument with someone. In this moment, our emotions can easily become overwhelming, and we may find ourselves becoming too attached to our own viewpoints. The Buddhist philosophers believe that by cultivating mindfulness, we can learn to step back from these emotions and simply observe them without any judgment. As the meditation teacher Sharon Salzberg has said, mindfulness isn't difficult. We just need to remember to do it. By bringing mindfulness to these difficult situations, we can learn to let go of our attachment to our own views and outcomes and instead focus on the present moment. It is believed that this can help us to find a sense of peace and clarity even in the midst of difficult emotions. Overall, mindfulness is a powerful tool for cultivating non-attachment. Therefore, by learning to be fully present in the moment, we can let go of our worries and expectation and instead find a sense of peace and contentment in simply just being. As the writer and philosopher Alan Watts once said, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. With mindfulness, we can learn to join this dance and find joy in the present moment, no matter what changes may come. When we are attached to material possessions and status, we are constantly striving for more. We feel that we need to acquire more things, achieve higher status, and constantly prove ourselves to others. This mindset creates a sense of dissatisfaction and anxiety. We are never truly satisfied with what we have, and we always feel like we are falling short. But what if we could let go of our attachment to these things? What if we could find a sense of freedom and peace by detaching from our obsession with material possessions and status? The Buddhist philosophers believe that one way we could do this is by focusing on the work we are doing and the impact that we are making, rather than the titles and salaries that comes with it. For example, instead of worrying about our job titles or how much we make, we can focus on the work we are doing and the positive impacts it is having on others. As a famous writer and philosopher, Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, and to be compassionate. To have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." When we focus on the work that we are doing and the impact we are making, we find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that cannot be achieved through material possessions or status. We find joy in the process of creating, in helping others, and in making a difference in the world. This joy is not fleeting like the satisfaction that we get from acquiring a new possession, achieving a higher status. It is a deep and lasting sense of contentment that comes from living a meaningful life. The Buddhist philosophers also believe that our attachment to people and relationship can also cause us suffering. When we are attached to a particular outcome or expectation in a relationship, we can become anxious or upset when things don't go as planned. But by practicing non-attachment, we can learn to let go of our expectations and simply appreciate the connection we have with the other person. By detaching from our desires and expectations, we can find a sense of peace and acceptance in our relationships. Non-attachment can be especially useful in difficult or challenging situations. When we are faced with a problem or obstacle, it's easy to become attached to particular outcomes or solutions. But by letting go of our attachment to a specific outcome, we can remain calm and flexible, open to new possibilities and solutions that we may have not considered before. By detaching from our desires and expectations, we can find a sense of freedom and creativity in difficult situations. Imagine you're working on a project at work that you have invested a lot of time and effort into. You have set your sights on a specific outcome and you're convinced that this outcome is the only way to measure the success of the project. But as you're nearing the deadline, you're hit with a roadblock. A key member of your team quits, or a technical issue arises that seems insurmountable. In this situation, it is only natural to become attached to the outcome you've been working towards. You may feel anxious or upset. Your mind may begin to race as you try to come up with solutions that will get you back on track. But what if you can detach from this attachment to the specific outcome? You may be able to find a more creative solution. For example, you may be able to take a step back and assess the situation from a different angle. Maybe there's a way you could pivot this project in a new direction that still achieve your overall goal. Or maybe you could reach out to someone with a different skill set or expertise who can help you overcome the obstacle. What you've done there is that by detaching from your attachment to the specific outcome, you open yourself to new possibilities and solutions that you may have not considered before. You are able to remain calm and flexible in the face of the challenge, and you're more likely to find a successful resolution to the problem. As the great spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle once said, "You're not your possession, you're not the things you own. Let go of them, let go." In conclusion, the practice of non-attachment offers us a powerful way to stay calm in the face of our modern day struggle. By recognizing the ways in which our attachments are causing us suffering, we can begin to let go of them and find a sense of peace and freedom. Whether it is through meditation, mindfulness, or simply letting go of our desires and expectations, we can find ways to cultivate non-attachment in our daily lives. I want to say thank you for joining us today and watching this video. If you like what we're all about, please like and subscribe to our channel and look out for more philosophical content. Until next time, we wish you peace and calmness in your own practice. Stay safe and bye for now.